What's going on, guys? Slayed by Blade here. Hope you guys are having a good one. Got a nice little 23-3 kill confirmed gameplay on Fog, Call of Duty Ghosts. Pick up like 22 kills in a row with Mike Myers and all that good stuff. And then whenever you finish a nice kill streak, you have to die a couple times to make it bad because that's just how that stuff happens, unfortunately. But either way, nice little gameplay here. And I just had a funny story that I wanted to tell you guys that happened a couple days left in school, and then I ended up like finishing school right after this, and it was just a weird thing to happen like right towards the end of the year. But I have this film class that I'm in, and I was in an editing bay just working on my project, and these two girls came in and they asked me if I could help them film a scene that they wanted to shoot up in the woods. And as a film class, we can go wherever we want, so I grabbed our camera or whatever and we go up into the woods and start filming the scene. And the whole front of the building is just made of glass, so anybody can look out the front window and just see what's going on like outside, like beyond the parking lot and stuff like that. So we're up there filming the scene, like they see us just walking up the hill and disappear into the woods, which I understand can seem suspicious or whatever. And I swear on my life that nothing else happened, like just filmed the scene or whatever. And then I was like, alright, I gotta get back to my editing bay and finish my stuff. So I start walking back towards the school, and I'm walking through the parking lot, and then a window opens up at the top of the school, and he's like, "How was it?" And I was like, what? And he was like, "How was the threesome?" And I'm like, oh no. In my head I'm like, oh no, but out loud, whenever something like that happens, you don't really think it's like a big deal. You're just like, oh, some kid's trying to be funny. So I just kind of like played it off like the worst way that I could, really. I was like, it was great. So I have now admitted to having a threesome to some kid through a window at the top of my school. And then I start walking towards the front of the door thinking, oh, that's the end of it. And then as I'm walking up to the front of the door, an administrator comes out with a walkie-talkie, and she's like, oh yeah, I think I saw 3 of them heading up the hill and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh god, like this is not okay. And so instead of doing the reasonable thing and trying to explain the situation because I understand what she's talking about, I was like, hey, how are you? And she's like, I'm good. And then I walked past her and I'm like, holy shit, like they're looking for 3 kids who have been accused of doing all this stuff, and they don't know they're looking for me. So I just walked right past them, and I was like, all right, we're in the clear, gotta make it back to the classroom and try to sort everything out. And as I go through the main office, you have to go to the main office before you can get to all the classes and stuff. I get into the main office, and I shit you not, there are police officers in there with walkie-talkies talking to all the administrators and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I think there are 3 students missing from insert my teacher's name here. And I'm like, oh my god, in my head. But I just keep my cool, and I'm like, hey, how are you guys doing? And they're like, we're good, we're just trying to handle some stuff, you need to get back to your class. I'm like, alright, I can do that, you guys have a good one. Walk past them, and I'm like, holy shit, like I'm so screwed. I didn't do anything, but as far as I can tell, like, police are involved, and I'm just walking right past everybody, just James Bond and just moving through. And I get to my class, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna get a phone call to my teacher. I'm like, you're gonna get a phone call, and they're gonna say some crazy stuff, and I swear none of it's true, but I'm just warning you, you need to sort it out, tell them we're a film class and we went up the hill. So we were just shooting things. And she's like, okay, and she answers the phone after it rings, and she's looking at me like, oh my gosh, what have you done? And I'm like, I swear none of it's true. And she starts explaining everything, and everything seems to be cool, and I'm just blown away by the whole situation, because she starts to explain to me when she hangs up that I had been accused of like being seen walking up the hill with 2 girls and having a threesome, and some teachers said they looked out their window and saw smoke, so apparently I was smoking pot and having sex up on the hill or whatever. And eventually, since I left the girls up there doing their own project, they get back later and they're like, did you get questioned by the police whenever you came back through the class? And I'm like, no, I kind of managed to just sneak right past everybody. And they were like, really surprised by that, because like I walked past like a bunch of policemen and like administrators and stuff, like just no big deal or whatever. So nobody really suspected a thing. But it turned out what had actually ended up happening was there had already been 2 girls in our school had been caught in the bathroom earlier in the day just getting hammered, like just drinking like crazy or whatever. So police and all the administrators and stuff were on edge, so they see 2 kids walking up, or 3 kids walking up the hill, they just immediately think the worst apparently. But it turned out to be no big deal or anything. As far as I can tell, it wasn't a problem, but my teacher managed to sort everything out. But in the heat of the moment, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna get in some like serious trouble assuming this doesn't get sorted out the way I thought it was. But either way, I just thought it was a funny commentary. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little story. Usually stuff like that doesn't happen to me, so I thought I'd share. You guys take it easy. Peace.